Buddy, indeed. What is good? Welcome into Driving the Line. My name is Alan Bell, and we've got a fantastic show for you today. Big Brad Betts looking sharp as always, my friend. How we doing?
Doing great, AB. Here for another week on a bit of a bad run for gambling myself, but looking to turn it around. Last week was tough, so let's turn the page. Let's get to this week.
Yeah, let's get to this week indeed. And I'll tell you this. Now, let me say, for the last 2 weeks, and we'll get into the show real quick. For the last 2 weeks, in soccer, in football, well, not football, but soccer, college football, college basketball, all of it, it has been not much, right? It's been super difficult because you just don't have many games. Well, as a bettor, I don't know how the soccer world is, and we'll talk about it, but as a bettor, life changes as of this moment right here, because this week, it's the complete opposite. You are going to be overloaded with sports. So many sports to bet on, to watch, all of it. Like, I'm telling you, we'll go through everything that we have today, and it's just starting. Remember, we have college football playoff that starts on Wednesday. All right. That's how crazy that this week is. And it's the final week of the NFL regular season, and college basketball is back today too. So what we've been going through, I'm not saying that it gets easier. What I'm saying is you have a different mindset going into it. It once was, hey, there's only like 5 things left at the store. Let me grab one thing that I can. Now you got a whole mall. Like every store's open. All right, let's get into it. I'm glad that you brought that up, because that's been on my mind of like, this week's completely different. There are sports everywhere. All right, how did we do yesterday? Okay, so yesterday during like the morning show, we go 2-3. Last night, we go 2-2 with a parlay hit as well. So we ended up for the day, honestly, pretty much even. Now, look at this. Giants Raiders, all right, the Tank Bowl for the number 1 pick of the draft. We got the over. We did it. Well done, crew. Saints and the Titans got the over. Well done, crew. Josh Allen, I don't know how he didn't throw an interception yesterday. That game was insane. All right. Bucks, they have completely fallen apart. They're done. We were right on the Eagles. Somehow the Bucks get smoked by the Dolphins. And yeah, I saw Tony in the chat say, do the Dolphins have a new quarterback? Yeah, I think Quinn Ewers is your starting quarterback going into next year. I think he's proved that. And then the Seahawks and the Steelers. The Steelers lose to the Browns. Now, the Seahawks handled their business. All right, but yeah. Now, last night, okay, Bears over 19.5. Yeah, we got that. 49ers over 19.5. Yeah, we got that. And then Juwan Jennings. Whoo, did we have to sweat on this one? Brad, this touchdown didn't come until 4 minutes left in the game on a 30-something yard bomb. Yeah, we needed it. So anyways, like I said, nothing to brag about yesterday, but we survived. All right. That's about all we could do. It was a tough week. And the NFL is absolutely insane. Like, I don't know. This is the weirdest year I've ever seen in the NFL. AB, is this week 3 we went Bucks Philly, right? Yeah. All right, let's get into the show for today. Pickett, use promo code Zach Phelps. That's right, Zach Phelps. Not only is he an excellent guy in the crew, in the Discord, in life, he can save you some money too with Pickett. Great folks over there. Use promo code Zach Phelps. You see it right there. ZACKPHELPS. Sign up, cash in. Let Zach take care of you, baby. That's what he does. All right. Brad, we'll get into the show. We got some picks, man. Let's jump into it, bro. Talk to me, G. What do we got?
We're going to England, the championship, which is, of course, the second division of English football. We're headed to Thomas Shelby's favorite place, Birmingham, taking on Southampton. We're looking for a bet split of both teams to score and the over 2.5 goals. Both teams are trending it, but specifically we've got Southampton, who have now conceded in 22 straight away from home. They're a scoring team. They have scored in 10 straight and 20 of their last 23, coming down from the top flight. So they're conceding regularly, but they love to concede away from home. This has actually been smashing for both teams, but mostly for Southampton away from home and for Birmingham at home. Both teams come in trending. Both teams come in smashing. Both teams are scoring over 2.5. And it also happens in the matchup history. 4 of the last 5 they played each other, they hit both of these numbers. So today at 2:15 p.m. Central Time, we're looking for Thomas Shelby's Birmingham taking on Southampton. Both teams to score and the over 2.5 goals on the bet split. And that gets us at minus 135.
Nice. Thomas Shelby sounds like the guy who invented the Ford Mustang. Hey, you know what's interesting? All right, so soccer, we're going to Birmingham, right? Well, guess what? We have one college football game today, and guess where we're going? Birmingham, Alabama. That's a fact. All right, nice job. Look at that tie-in. Hey, I think that's good karma for it right there. Brad, well done. All right. So we'll be live tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central with a whole lot more picks. But we're going to start this thing off here. Simple, okay? We don't need to jump into the deep end just yet. But this is going to be a fun week. All right. Give me the Rams money line and Kirk Cousins interception minus 115. Thomas said it best. Y'all betting the mortgage on the Rams? Yes, I am. Because you want to know something, Brad? Guess what? When you play in the NFL on a Thursday night, well, let me take a step back. When you play in the NFL on Monday night, you know what you get the advantage of and sometimes disadvantage of? Well, you get to see everybody else because you play the last game of the week. Well, guess what? The Rams got to see some madness yesterday in their own division. The Seahawks went on the road and won. The 49ers last night, anybody watch that? Hell of a game. They won. Well, guess what? Now the Rams have to win because your other two in the division, they handled their business. So now you got to watch them do that, and now they get to watch you, and all the pressure's on you. And you got to go from Los Angeles, down to Atlanta to go do it? Oh, it's going to be something. All right, so give me the Rams, Kirk Cousins to throw a pick, minus 115. Kyron Williams of the Rams, okay? Brad, this seems like a very Derrick Henry type play. And it usually is, except for this year. Kyron Williams, running back of the Rams, has gotten touchdowns stolen from him, taken from him. It's just been a weird year for Kyron Williams. But I'll tell you this. I think if there were ever a time that Kyron Williams could go off, I think this is it. So give me Kyron Williams anytime touchdown. And Kirk in the chat. This is you, baby. We've got the Tizzle special. All right. We've got the Peggy play with 2-point conversions, Tizzle special with the field goals. And our man Kirk has been absolutely money. Stephon Castle of the Spurs, not Tottenham, San Antonio. But he's got the hot spur in his blood, baby. Stephon Castle can go. So over 6.5. Matty Boy said, AB, does Kirk know about this? He needs to, because we're giving him love. And let me tell you, this isn't some, hey, we're going to see if this works. No, this thing's been smashing. So I put this up in honor of Kirk. Well, freaking done. Jinxie said, let's have a monster day. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so let's jump into the show here. David said, good morning, guys. Good morning, big dog. So good to see you, man. Hey, and shout out to Wenzel getting in the crew or getting in the club last night. All right, so these are the 3 picks. We'll get into all this, don't worry. But Wenzel last night getting in the club on a Brock Purdy pick 6 interception. Well done, Wenzel. Great job on that. And be thinking for tonight. Okay. We have first touchdown score. And guess what, Brad? got good news for you. Bad news for folks down there in Atlanta. Chick-fil-A is open tonight at the stadium. That's right. It's Monday in Atlanta. Chick-fil-A is open tonight. Those folks that work 3 times a year, they got to work tonight. All right. But before we get into that, Brad, we need to set up the NFL. So what do we have? After all this madness, okay, we are going into the final week of the regular season. Week 18. So where do we stand in regards to the playoffs? Well, this is it. These teams are in. Now you see 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. All we're waiting on now is who's going to win the AFC North and who's going to win the NFC South. That's it. Now, we've got seeding on the line in some places here, right? But like I said, that's what we're playing for. So we've got the NFL Week 18 coming up. We'll talk about it tomorrow. We'll go through all of it. But we don't want to jump ahead because we got to handle our business tonight. So we got the Rams and the Falcons. Now, Matty Boy says, fun fact, there's a Chick-fil-A at Chase Field in Phoenix. I never hit it up when I'm at a game for some reason, though. Yeah, it's weird, right? Like, it's great advertising, expensive advertising. Tony, AB, are we doing WWE names for the playoffs? Heck yeah, brother. Yeah, we definitely are. Good call. Yes. All right, so, Brad, we got the Rams and the Falcons. So, like I said, the Falcons are out of this. But that doesn't mean they're not playing. And, in fact, look around the NFL. You know who's playing good football right now? Bad teams. Because they're just letting it rip. Who cares? You know what I'm saying? So, again, I mean, not who cares. That's not the attitude. But what else we doing? You know? How about we just go play to win a game? So, I think you're going to get the Falcons. Look, I like Kirk Cousins throwing an interception. But we're going to talk about props in this game. You're going to have to identify the quarterbacks. But, my goodness, I want everyone on planet Earth to be thinking, how do we attack the run game tonight? That's the question. If you could figure that out, you could make some serious money on this game. But if you can't figure it out, it's going to be tough. And look, and when I say you, I mean we, like all of us. You saw my picks. It's difficult because the Rams are on the road and they're a 7-point favorite. They're a 7-point favorite traveling 2,811 miles. From Los Angeles to Atlanta, Georgia. All right. Home of WCW. Yeah. So when you have a team that's traveling the country and they're a touchdown favorite, yeah, be careful. Total of 49.5. What do we have in passing yards? Matthew Stafford against Kirk Cousins. You like that? That's a nice little veteran matchup right here. All right, Stafford on the road, over under 269.5 passing yards. On the road. Let me say that again. You need 270 passing yards for Stafford. That's why I say Kyron Williams and the Rams run game has been weird. But it doesn't mean the Rams aren't scoring. Because, buddy, this team is good. And I have a feeling tonight they are going to be playing belt to backside. You know what I'm saying? Especially early in this game. I would not discount points being scored in the first quarter, in the first half, because both of these teams, what the hell are they waiting for? Nothing. The Rams aren't going to come into this game saying, man, I hope we just get to the fourth quarter. They're going to come saying, I want it to be 90-0 at halftime. Right? Now, not saying that's going to happen, but I would assume with Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford, they watched yesterday and saw the Seahawks win, the 49ers win. Trust me. I have a feeling the Rams are coming out. Now, They might come out aggressive, throw 3 picks. Who knows? But I got a feeling they're coming out to score some points. And the Falcons, again, what are they going to do? Run the ball and punt? Why? What is that going to do anybody? But you have running backs in this game, and that's what I'm talking about. 2 of them on each side. All right, the Falcons, you got Bijan Robinson over under 73.5 yards. And you got Tyler Algier, 24.5. That's what? 98 yards? 98 degrees? Brad, who was better? 98 degrees, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys? And I'm not even going to put Boys to Men because I don't even know if that'd be fair.
Man, you could flip a coin with Backstreet and NSYNC, but I don't know, man. I kind of like the Backstreet Boys, even though I think most people might go NSYNC. Backstreet had a lot of variety in their music. I like Backstreet.
You know what? Can I give you my answer? May I? I completely agree. Backstreet Boys were way better than NSYNC. The problem is that NSYNC had Michael Jordan.
Yep.
What do you do with Timberlake? That's the problem. And look, I'm not saying that Timberlake was all NSYNC. Not. But he was Michael Jordan. He was Jordan in his prime, dude. But Backstreet Boys, I think, had – now, here's the question. If you want to put Boys to Men in that category of, like, boy bands – we got a whole different fight now, right? But I don't know if they kind of like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if you put them in that. Are they more R&B? Because then you start looking at like Jagged Edge, 112. Bangers, dude. Jagged Edge? Anyways. Oh, yeah. Boy, oh, boy, have we strayed. Applesauce brain. Exactly. New edition. But, dude, exactly, right? Like, I didn't mean to scream in the mic, but, yeah, man, like, we start talking about that. New Kids on the Block. No doubt. Dude, that's a playoff tournament we need to do. We might do something like that for the NFL. All right, so like I said, my bad, applesauce brain. But, all right, so for the Falcons, Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier, okay? Now, for the Rams, Kyron Williams, 63.5 rushing yards. Look at this. Blake Corum, 44.5. That's 108. You know what I mean? So, like, you've got Matthew Stafford with 270 flipping yards. And then you have, add on top of that, Kyron Williams and Blake Corum rushing at 108. So that's 378 yards of just 3 people on the road. So, yeah. Matty, I said Hanson money line.
Don't sleep on the Hanson boys. Those guys came out hot, man. Everybody liked Hanson at the time.
I'm deceased. Hanson money line. I'm going to laugh at that for such a long time. Ian said, Jagged Edge is so underrated. So underrated, dude. So underrated. Promise? Get out of here. Dude, with the 40 belows, the icy white and light blues, get out of here, dude. Jagged Edge was shutting things down. All right, let's put the picks back up here, and we need to talk some soccer. We got to talk some. We have so much to talk about, right? Like, we have to keep going. All right, Brad, what do you got, buddy?
We're going to Birmingham in the English Championship, the second tier of English football. And Birmingham is taking on Southampton. We're looking for both teams to score and the over 2.5. But on the bet split, we can get that for the split at -135, just in case only one of those comes in.
Nice job, man. All right, I got the Rams money line, Kirk Cousins interception -115. Kyron Williams of the Rams, anytime touchdown. Maybe I should go Blake Corum as well. And Stephon Castle of the Spurs over 6.5 assists at -110. Shout out to our man Kirk, because all respect to Kirk. And again, here's the problem. So, and went through the same thing when we put the Tizzle special up. It puts a lot of pressure, okay, on Kirk now because this bet. But I don't want it, and it's not going to be that way. All right. So no pressures on Kirk. This isn't some prove it once or we're all screaming at like, no, 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 no. And not that Kirk has that attitude. Kirk's like, bring that smoke. I want all of it. But this is the one show because let me tell you this. Anybody out there, okay, and I promise we'll get to the games. Anybody out there who's like putting yourself forward in terms of sports betting, let me give you a secret. It'll drive you up the wall. Brad knows it'll drive you because look, the greatest to ever do this was 56.5%. That's what you're dealing with. It's like Major League Baseball when we talk about how if you hit 300, 3 out of 10, not only are you great, you're the greatest of all, like you're in the Hall of Fame. That's what sports betting is. The greatest of all time was 56% in a year, right? So I don't say that. What I'm saying is learn to take your losses, learn from them, and go forward. Brad, any quick advice you have? Because sports betting is a grinder, Hoss. Like it'll drive stress up.
Especially in my sport where all of a sudden the technology just comes out of nowhere and takes your goals away, which has been happening to me this past week, left and right. It'll make you crazy. And one thing I want to be very clear about, when somebody tells you in their betting that they're not going to change anything, that they're going to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again when they keep doing the wrong thing, stop listening to that person, okay? The best people in life have the ability to change, to think on their feet, to see something and learn from an experience and be better from it. So learn to change. Don't try not to change, right? You're not perfect. You're never going to be perfect. Your life experiences are going to make you better with each and every day, each and every bet. So change, right? With every bet, change.
I love it. Adapt, right? Like, I love you said, stop listening to them. Look, Tony also.
That always makes me so mad. People are like, I'm not going to change a thing. It's the same thing. I'm doing this. It's like, okay, well, continue.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, look, Tony's got another answer. AB, that's what alcohol is for. Been there too. Oh my goodness, man. Look, Michael said YouTube processing this live show. Backstreet Boys versus NSYNC, Gatlinburg Bears versus Orcas, Finkel versus Einhorn, Einhorn versus Finkel. What is this show? They have no idea. I have no idea.
We're going to get put in the culture section, not sports.
We really are. Speaking of the culture, let's talk a little soccer, my boy. What do you got there on the board?
We're talking about Saudi Arabia, the Saudi Pro League. We've talked about it before. We talked about it last season. And it's honestly been pretty similar to what we have experienced in the past. Both teams will score over 2.5 goals. You're hitting there around 2 out of every 3 matches, which is pretty solid. Definitely something you want to look at live. But with one figure above all else, it's called Saudi time. In the last 20 minutes of the game, so past minute 70 plus, Saudi usually produces a goal. In just about 7 out of every 10 matches, so far trending around the same as last season, you're going to see that late goal. So above all else in Saudi Arabia, both teams will score over 2.5 goals, over 3.5 goals, over 1.5 team total. Look for that goal at minute 70 plus.
All right. Well done. Now, I didn't mean to pull that up. All right. It's Saudi time. It reminded me of Vader, the wrestler. It's Vader time. You know what I'm also laughing at? Michael was just talking about YouTube, trying to figure out this show. You know what just helped everything? The Middle East. That's what we needed to bring up. The Middle East. I love everything about this show. YouTube's going to ban us. All right. Well, Brad, you said that it's Saudi time. Well, let me tell you this. You know what? It's Birmingham, Alabama time. That's what it is. And we've got a rivalry here. We got a game, buddy. All right. The J Labs Birmingham Bowl live from the Protective Stadium in Birmingham, Alabama. What was that? Sorry, Beth.
Birmingham. I love Thomas Shelby. That guy can do no wrong.
Yeah. So, what do we have here? Georgia Southern, 9.5-point favorites. Total of 59.5. All right, weather, top right of the screen, 44 degrees and sunny. Now, this game, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. Brad, what are we doing? We taking the favorite, Georgia Southern, 9.5. Are we taking App State plus 9.5? Or, here's the other one. Do we play App State plus 15.5 and the under of 64.5? We can tease this. What do you think? And again, we've got opt-outs. It's all over the board. So when I throw it to you, I'm saying the same as, buddy. You ever play Mario and you hit a block? There's a question mark on it. The bowl games are all blocks with question marks. I'm right here with you. We all are, right? So I ask as not putting pressure on. We're betting on the circus in bowl games lately, but this one could be all right. What do you think?
You know, nothing's really speaking to me. So I'm going to take that theory that you have been giving us and just getting that under. Smack me the under. There's a lot of ways that can come in, a lot of transfers. People just stop playing. Give me that under. That's a lot of points.
Yeah. Yeah, Freddie Bear asks, is the college football game outside? Yes, sir, it is. We are outside. And outside during the day. So at least we have that. So it's going to be sunny. It's going to be nice. Look, it's going to be 44 degrees. And I can tell you from with 100% certainty, Birmingham, Alabama, from me and Brad right now, okay, I think 11 minutes. I don't know Brad's exact address, but I've got the idea, and I'm about 11 minutes from him. Me and Brad together, 2 hours from Birmingham, not far. Right down I-65, we can get there quick. The reason that I say that is that yesterday in Nashville, it was 71 degrees. This morning in Nashville, it was 15 degrees. And Birmingham's in the exact same weather pattern as Nashville. I took the long way to get to that interstate exit, but it's colder. But 44, thank God we have this during the day. If this were at night, I would bet the under of 10. I'd bet the under of 7. You know what I mean? Yeah. How do they opt out of an in-conference bowl game? I know, right? Yeah, Cody. Hey, good to see you, buddy. It's going to be frozen here in East Tennessee at 3 o'clock. Yes. Bro, it's coming. Trust me. It arrived last night in Nashville, and it was it came quick. Wenzel, team total under for App State. I believe their starter and backup QBs went into the portal. There we go. So if we have starter and backups, and again, make sure to check it. Wenzel, thank you so much. And I say this to anybody in the crew, whether you have been here from day one or it's literally your day one here. I assure you, you are in the best crew where we are all working together. No one comes at anybody about, oh, this, no. That never happens. Like, We're all working together. So this information is fantastic. And if anybody has anything on these teams, look, if you got weather reports on any of that, those things absolutely play in big, right? So communication's the greatest tool in the history of the planet, and we're definitely going to use it. So Tony said, Jacksonville high tomorrow is 55 degrees. I'll have socks on. Even Tony's down there in the cold. All right, so that's what we got. All right, Brad, let's hit the picks one more time, and then we got college basketball to talk about. What you got, buddy?
The second division of England, the championship, English championship on your book. Birmingham's taking on Southampton. We like the bet split today, and that's both teams to score and the over 2.5 goals. Minus 150, minus 120. That gives us a minus 135 probability.
Beautiful work, my friend. Beautiful. I want to say this before I get mine. In Matty Ice, NBA 4-pack is live in the Discord. Matty Ice, thank you. And thank everybody. Yeah, look, if it's your day one, join the Discord. It's absolutely free. Again, you don't have to, you're not going to get hit over the head with paint, like none of that. Come in and hang out. You know what I mean? And Matty Ice is always doing serious leg work there. Just smashing picks. I wanted his up before mine. All right, so that's live in the Discord. Thank you, Matty Ice. All right, I'm going Rams money line. Kirk Cousins interception minus 115. Kyron Williams anytime touchdown plus 100, and Stephon Castle over 6.5 assists at minus 110. All right, now let's see. All right, let's play the grab bag of sports. All right, what's coming next? You like I just did? What was that? Magic fingers right there. Spirit fingers. That's what it was. Magic. All right, we've got college basketball, bub. Now, we haven't been able to talk about this in a while. Big Brian Blade said, looks like App State's top 2 quarterbacks are in the portal. There you go. Hence, Georgia Southern being such a large favorite. Going in the portal. Matty boy, the Discord is the best thing to happen to this brand since it started. My go-to app now. Beautiful. And yeah, anybody, for real. Scan that QR code right below Brad. Sorry, my camera's mirrored. Yep, there you go. Absolutely free. Yeah, it's tough. You got to find. Nice job. That was good. That was real good. Scan that, join it. Absolutely free. It is the best in the game, no doubt. All right. So, Brad, here's the name of the game. We have college basketball. Finally, we haven't had it in a week. It's college sports. Kids need to be home for Christmas. Totally get it. But they're back to work now. So, but here's the problem. I'm gonna run through these games like somewhat quickly because there's some blowouts. If you want good games, don't go to the top 25. Southern Illinois is a 31.5-point favorite. Yeah. Iowa hosting UMass Lowell. That's a tough word. Roads. Do you know how fast you're going? I don't know. 65, 77. You were going 7 miles an hour. I don't know how they do it in Buckley Town, but around here, black sheep. All right. Applesauce brain stepping in. Yeah, Iowa's a 34.5-point favorite. Dartmouth at Florida. Uh-oh. Dartmouth boys bringing down that education. Florida said, yeah, you can have that Ivy League. We're 37.5-point favorites, and we just won the national championship. Take that on back up to Dartmouth. Look at Florida, 5-0 at home. Florida, 37.5-point favorites, total of 159.5. McNeese at Michigan. Michigan, a 24.5-point favorite. Kent State at Purdue. What do you think about Kent State at Purdue? Purdue, 26.5-point favorites. What do you think about it?
I feel bad for the Golden Eagles. Purdue.
Yeah. Yep. It's going to be a tough one there. Oh, beautiful Mackey Arena.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, look, Dartmouth, they got to head it on down to Florida. Cornell. All right. Shout out to The Office. Andrew Bernard. Dude, that episode when Dwight started wearing all the Cornell stuff.
I don't think I've seen that one. I got to get it.
Oh, my gosh. Go and watch it. I'm thinking about applying. You know what? Yeah, I decided I'm not going to Cornell. I'm going to go to the vastly superior Dartmouth. Shout out to the office. Yeah, look, Zach, Cornell is one of the top shooting teams in the country. There you go. So Michigan State, 26.5-point favorites. You got a total of 156.5. And great stat by Zach. See, that's what I'm telling you, this cruise. I went to Cornell. Ever heard of it? Kirk. Hey, look, Kirk. Kirk, my boy. AV to get Castle Juice down for people. Add Cooper Flag 20+ points to get plus 130. Castle over 6.5 is juiced. I love Kirk. That's what I'm saying. Kirk, bless you. Let's go. I love this cruise so flipping much, man. It's the best. All right. New Haven. Bradley, look. Them boys in Connecticut heading on down to Nashville. Live from Memorial Gymnasium, where the floor is elevated. And I don't have another joke for it, but West End's a nice area. Hey, by the way, Brad, you were correct on Twitter X last week when I posted a picture of a restaurant that had and it said, we don't dial 911. You said, is that Satco? Yep.
I've been there, AB. You only need to show me like 2 parts of that wall, and I know exactly where you're at.
Yep. All right. So for anybody that doesn't know, I'm going to type this in the chat real quick. If you come to Nashville, you see it right there. Satco, San Antonio Taco Company. Now, they've got plenty of them, like all over wherever. But they have one in Nashville, and it's right across the street from Vanderbilt University. Right across the street. And it's fantastic. And, Brad, you nailed that. So I had to give you props. I meant to say that earlier. Great work. New Haven might go to Satco today. If anyone from New Haven is listening, I went there too last week. It's fantastic. Been going there for years. I love it. You have to fill out a little card with your order. Anyways, Vanderbilt, 41.5-point favorite. Long Island, heading down to Georgia. Georgia, 31.5-point favorite. Houston Christian. All right. Bringing the religion to Ames, Iowa. Iowa State, 35.5-point favorites. Look at this, Brad. MTSU on the road at number 8, Houston tonight. Houston, a 28.5-point favorites. Don't sleep on MTSU, though. This isn't football. The Blue Raiders can get down. Freddie Bear said, I'll be in Nashville, Tennessee this Friday. I will definitely try that place out. Hey, Freddie Bear, I promise you. And you know what? I'll cook you up a list of everywhere that you'd want to go. Shoot, I want to see you, buddy. I love it, man. Yeah, definitely go try Satco out. Brad,
make sure you get the queso.
Yes.
At that orange queso. Not always is the orange queso as good as the white queso. This is one of them.
Yep, it is. It's fantastic. The place is almost perfect, and it's cheap too.
Well, it can be. Just keep if you're gonna get tacos, don't get every single accoutrement on it, because if you do that, it's gonna be about $7 a taco. So just be simple, and you can get more if you just do a little less on the condiments. Yep.
Look, Matty I said the Blue Raiders are more competent than my Raiders. Yeah, MTSU's not bad, man. I don't know if it's gonna work out tonight. And then look, Yale heading down to Alabama. Yeah, them boys from Yale.
2 Ivy League schools at it.
Yep, 2 Ivy Leaguers going head to head. Look at Yale, bro. 11-1, 3-0 on the road. And Freddie Bear, let me also say this. This is the place you want to go above all. Okay? If you can only eat at one place in Nashville, you want to go to Peg Leg Porker. That's where you... Now, look, I love Satco. Don't get me wrong. But Google this. Peg Leg Porker in Nashville. Tennessee barbecue, The owner's name is Kerry Bringle. He's had me on their podcast over there. Like, and I say that as I love him. I love him. I love his folks. It's a family organization, small business, all that. And the barbecue's phenomenal. So Peg Leg Porker will get free advertising for life. They're awesome. And they're the nicest. Like, it's literally a family. You'll just freaking love them. Tell them, said hello. They'll give you a big hug and a glass of sweet tea. Say, food's coming right up. Don't worry. All right, Yale and Alabama. I'm fat. Look, Alabama's only a 16.5-point favorite. And remember, Alabama's the 14th ranked team in the country and can shoot better than NBA teams at times. Look at this total. 175.5. Look at the total above you. MTSU's a good basketball team. They'll be in March Madness. That total's 135.
How are you going to bet Alabama team total around 95? That is insane.
I know. And watch.
And it's going to hit like 120 probably.
Yeah. Bro, I'm telling you. Matty Boy said, crew, Nashville meetup stop for sure. Maybe they'll host us. They serve booze. No doubt. And let me say this real quick. Okay. Bridgestone Arena holds about, I don't know, 20,000 people. Let's just say 20,000 people. We have almost 7,000 subscribers on Driving the Line. We're not far from that. We could book Bridgestone Arena here in like a year and really do this thing. I'm telling you. Watch out. All right. Yale, Alabama is going to be a good basketball game tonight. Out of all these games we just talked about, if you want something fun, watch it. Because Yale's like, oh, we'll go. Yeah. No doubt, man. Shout out to Barton Simmons, by the way. GM of Vanderbilt football. He played football at Yale, played at NBA in high school. And that's where him and Clark Lee, right, came together way back in the day. Shout out to Montgomery Bell Academy. But, yeah, my boy Barton Simmons played football at Yale before he took over Vanderbilt football, smashing folks up there. Oh, man. Shout out to Yale. Pretty good school. But it's going to be an interesting game. 175.5. Is that? We'll keep going. James Madison in Arkansas. John Calipari and them Hogs. 7-0 at home. They're 24.5-point favorites. South Dakota State, number 1 Arizona. 34.5-point favorites. There we go. Look at that. NFL Week 17 behind us. All right. I've yapped enough. Picks. What do we got, bud?
We're going to England, the second division of England, the championship at 2:15 p.m. Central Time. Birmingham's taking on Southampton. I'm looking for both teams to score and the over 2.5, but getting that on the bet split in case one hits and the other doesn't at minus 135.
Beautiful work, my friend. Beautiful work. All right. Now, Rams money line, Kirk Cousins interception, minus 115. Kyron Williams anytime TD plus 100. Stephon Castle over 6.5 assists. And again, shout out to our man Kirk. And it's such a good bet that, did you see how fast that juice went up? Kirk dropped it in and went to minus 140. So shout out to our man Kirk. We're doing this out of respect because it's a darn good bet. And Kirk's a darn good bettor, and I absolutely love it. So let's go, man. Kirk, shout out to you. AB, have you been to Husk there in Nashville? Yeah, over off Rutledge. Have you been there, Brad?
I have.
What'd you think?
I think it's good. I've sat in the bottom I think the 2 levels out
Mhm.
just inside of the patio. It's real good.
Yeah. Look, buddy mine, the chef there, fantastic food. I absolutely agree.
Some of
Yeah.
the best in Nashville.
Mhm. Absolutely is. Husk is fantastic. So, hey, tell your friend from both of us. Absolutely fantastic. And the ambiance in it, because Husk is essentially an old house. Awesome place. Yeah. Google it. Husk in Nashville. Yeah. And let me say this too. Yeah, we talk sports, like anyone in here, like if it's you, a friend, a family, like things like this that like just brought up, uh, absolutely drop those in. Like we want to give love to people who deserve it. No strings attached, none of that. You know what I mean? Like shout out to us. That's your friend. You know what? That's all of our friend now. You know what I mean? Absolutely love it. So if anybody has anything, you know what I mean? Like if it comes up, don't be afraid to plug and promote. Because if they're good people, we support good people. You know what I mean? I love it. JC said, I was today years old when I learned you could cook bacon with a little water and it makes, I didn't know that. Now I want to Google that. Husk. Yeah, yes. Michael. Gabby's, dude. Right over by the old Nashville Sound Stadium.
Or the new soccer stadium.
Uh-huh. I'll tell you what. I'll give you a secret. You know what? If you go into Google Gabby's Burgers in Nashville, my dad's pictures on that wall. Funny enough, I was there when it happened. That's why I bring it up. But that's just a little shout out to Gabby's. Wonderful people. But if anybody ever happens to go in there, just look around. You will see it. Michael, Husk has the best burger. Yep, there we go. Look, Emilio, pulling out the bacon as we speak. We'll report back. There we go. All right. Did we have any? All right. No, I think it's all done. Let me introduce this, and then we'll hop out of here. Okay. So, like I said, all right, it's Monday. We're not going to do this second because we need to get through everything today. But tomorrow, we're diving in because the college football playoff, Brad, okay? So we're in the quarterfinals. We've got Oregon versus Texas Tech, Alabama versus Indiana, Ole Miss versus Georgia, and Miami versus Ohio State. Again, we're going to walk through all of this tomorrow. But like I said, there's so many sports that I don't want to overload everybody with so much going on. We got to keep our focus. But we do need to step it up. Like in terms of step it up. We need to set it up, not step it up. Come on, folks, step it up. No. All right, so these start Wednesday. We have one game on Wednesday and 3 games on Thursday because Wednesday, as you can see, is New Year's Eve. Okay? So again, we're just going to quickly set these up. We'll go through all of it tomorrow. But Wednesday, New Year's Eve, Miami versus Ohio State. And remember, these are not home games, okay? These are neutral site games. You'll see it below the teams. This one, the Cotton Bowl, okay? AT&T Stadium, where the Cowboys play. So what's good about these? You're not going to be dealing with weather. So that's Wednesday. Ohio State, 9.5-point favorites. Brad, any thoughts here? You think Ohio State rolls? Miami coming off the upset. What do you think?
I think Ohio State rolls. I just don't know if it's going to be by 9 or 10. I think it's going to be pretty close to this number, and it could be one of those late touchdowns that takes it to this number. So they could pull it back maybe, and a little bit late as Ohio State kind of takes their foot off the gas a bit. I don't think it's going to be really a nail biter per se.
Yeah. Look, the biggest question is that Miami defense coming back. Dude, they were unbelievable. Big Tony said, just got a new Miami Hurricane shirt for Christmas. There we go, man. I love it. Big Tony. Been repping his Hurricanes, man. Proud of you, buddy. Now, Kirk says, I think all these playoff games could be unders. Yeah, they could. So that's New Year's Eve. That's Wednesday, 2 days from today. Okay. Now, I know that this is tough to read, so let me pull it full screen. So this is Thursday, New Year's Day. Okay? Oregon at Texas Tech, or Oregon versus Texas Tech in Miami. 63 degrees. Now, here's Oregon, 2.5-point favorites. What do you think here? You going to Oregon? It's tough.
I think I like the points. I don't want to like the points, but I just do. I think it goes over.
It's going to be a game. All of these, dude. Now, live from Pasadena at the Rose Bowl, Alabama and Indiana. Oh, Lord. And throw this into it. Uh-oh. We got rain. 59 degrees and rain in the Rose Bowl. When does it rain in Southern California? Indiana, 7-point favorites, total of 47.5. That's it. Brad, what are you thinking here?
Alabama, Indiana, going under.
There we go.
Gonna be ugly.
And then finally, Ole Miss and Georgia. These two know each other. SEC on SEC. Georgia, 6.5-point favorites. This one live from the Caesars Superdome, New Orleans, Louisiana. They call this the Sugar Bowl. My boy, what are you feeling here? Ole Miss or Georgia?
Give me the dogs. Lane's gone. Give me the dogs. Georgia, baby.
Yeah. You know, we talked about the analogy that, you know, you see a venomous snake and it's not always the adult ones that you have to worry about. It's the babies, because the baby venomous snake doesn't have a governor. It just unloads all the poison into you. Whereas adult, like, they temper it. They don't have to release the entire vial into you, right? I think that's kind of an analogy for Ole Miss last week. All the craziness, Lane, all this, new coach, his first game against a team they knew, and they just absolutely blasted Tulane. I'm not nothing against Ole Miss, but man, that was a lot of energy. There's a lot of emotion involved in that game. You know what I mean? And it's hard to come back and practice at that life or death level again. It's just hard. I'm not saying you're not going to go out and have a great week of practice. You could go out and have an excellent, crisp week of practice. But when you're playing for life or death, like in terms of like all that went on last, you know, there's just a lot. And I'm fascinated to see if they can get up and do it again. Not saying they can't. But here's the problem too. Georgia and Purple Hawk has been on this all year long and been spot on with it. Ole Miss don't care if you score first, because they always score last. So if Ole Miss scores first, who's betting Georgia live? Yeah. So I'm fascinated. It's mentally, physically, emotionally, it's not easy to get up twice. And remember, Georgia didn't play last week, okay? Texas Tech didn't play last week. Like, these teams, they're in a good spot, man. But we'll see. That didn't really help last year. So I don't know. All right. We'll go through all of that tomorrow. I just wanted to set it up. Brad, let's hit the picks one more time and we'll bounce out of here. What do you got, buddy?
We're going to the championship in England today at 2:15 p.m. Central Time. We're looking for both teams to score and the over 2.5 goals on the bet split between Birmingham and Southampton. And that brings us in at -135.
Beautiful, my friend. All right. Rams money line, Kirk Cousins, INT, -115. Kyron Williams, anytime touchdown, +100. And Kirk, in honor of our guy, Stephon Castle, over 6.5 assists at -110. 10. Big Zach said, great show as always, guys. Hey, great show to the crew. Right back at you. Zach, great show. Brad, as always, my friend, very thankful and appreciative of you. Any final thoughts before we get out of here, bro?
I think you've already kind of heard my final thoughts earlier on change, but with the footy schedule right now, it's very, very difficult. You're going to have a lot of English leagues, but for the most part, everybody is on winter break. So you'll have Spain return this weekend, Germany returns in 2 weekends, and then you'll have Poland and those various leagues in 3-4 weeks returning. So there's not nearly as much footy, football, soccer to bet on right this very second. So just keep it a little bit more tame. I've hit a really tough streak myself, and I know many of others share that same sentiment. So right now, in this sport specifically, just be a little more careful.
Beautiful work. Well said. You're exactly right. All right, we'll get out of here. We've got an hour, and look, we didn't even get to break down the NBA. That's how much. And we didn't even get to do college football playoff. We'll be live tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central, break down the NFL. But yeah, as Brad said, it's the opposite on the other side. We have so many sports going on, and have fun, enjoy it. And in the Discord, you'll see Matty Ice and so many more that have picks. Trust me, go check them out. They're absolutely smoking it. But it's a wild time in sports because, as Brad said, right? You could look at footy and say, man, it's slim pickings, my friend. This is tough. You look up, you're like, we have 6,000 other, like, it's just all over the board, but it makes it the most fun and the most wonderful time of the year. Okay, I've yapped enough. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. What day is it? Doesn't even feel like Monday. All right, have a wonderful Monday. We'll be live tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. Till then, best of luck. Let's cash these tickets. We'll see you soon. Thanks.
Who's got it better than us? No!